Yes, I am the tax man on AM 560, The Answer, on the IRS Radio Hour with Deborah Schreiner, Jim Leahy. I am your host, the tax man, Attorney Stephen Leahy. I like to put the attorney in there, Jim. Because I am an attorney.
As you should.
As I am an attorney. And
that's why I like being called Jim Leahy, Realtor.
Realtor. I like that. I like the way David Hochberg says it. Realtor. He says organization, too. That's what he says.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
Got David on the brain.
Mr. Know-It-All. I was on his show. Oh, it's yesterday.
Probably
Saturday. I was on.
I
was on the show Saturday. His baby boomer hour. I got the opportunity.
Actually, your show is for a couple weeks out.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is.
Did not know that.
Yes.
Did not know that.
So listen in a couple weeks for Attorney Stephen Lee.
I will get you the exact date shortly.
Since David was not kind enough to provide that to me, but I was really happy to be here. I was here in the morning. Got to see Deborah, Dan, and Amy. It was great.
Listen, what's the question?
So the question today is, I'm trying
because I have a bunch of good questions, but if you would,
go ahead, ask one. Gotcha. Okay.
No, because I asked about the Schedule F with farming purchasing homes, and then if you have, like, for example, 5.2 acres, 3 acres of that is farmland, and they pay you for it. What are the tax implications for that? Why don't we talk a little bit about it? 70 and a half. You have to sell. A lot of people don't know this. You have to sell off some of your assets.
Okay, so this one I wanted to let. The
but no, continue.
The question then should be, Attorney Leahy, do you understand? Do you do a lot of tax refund returns? And the answer is, I don't, but my office does. And I have very, very good people who know this stuff inside and out more than me, because I don't do tax returns too much. I have professionals who do them, as you should have a professional do your tax returns. Okay, that's why you need to call us if you want someone to do your tax returns. So I have a woman that came in yesterday, matter of fact, which was Thursday. In my office.
Yes, because we record Friday shows.
Right. And she's very common problem, right? That you're working for an outfit, you're a W-2 employee, you're making a good living, but you're so busy, and you just say, you know what, I paid the IRS, I'm done with them, you don't do your tax returns. Why do I have to do my tax returns? I don't. Let them keep the money. They owe me money. What do they care if I file my tax return or not? And they should just look at it and say, hey, well, this person, we owe them money. Let's leave them alone. But that's not the way the IRS works. Okay, because what happened here is that for many, she hadn't filed since 2010. So what's that? 7 years, 8 years of returns, and never really had a problem. Didn't hear anything from the IRS, and then she gets a letter from the IRS, and she said, "This is what she was telling me yesterday was that it was panic." She said, "You don't understand what it's like, Attorney Leahy, when you get these letters from the IRS." And I opened the letter. I was afraid to open the letter, and I should have been afraid because I opened it up and they told me I owed them $75,000. And she said, I couldn't believe it. How am I going to come up with the $75,000? And so that's why she came to me after many nights of poor sleeping, because it was on her mind all this time. She finally came down to see me, and we went back. What happened was that she was selling some assets, and the 1099s come from her broker to the IRS, and the IRS knows she sold these assets, but because she didn't file her tax return, they didn't know how to account for them. So they just say, okay, if you sold the share of stock for $100, if say I bought it for $90, I sold it for $100, I only made $10. $10 is going to be taxable, capital gains tax, but they say they don't know that you didn't account for that on your tax. So they say you made $100. Okay, so she had a lot of this going on. Obviously, it was a $70,000 that they came up with. They said, "Oh no, we did your tax return for you, and now you're going to owe this much money." So she came to see me. She walked around the office and hugged everybody in the office. She was so happy. Why? Because we erased the $70,000, and she got a refund. Actually, that's the absolute truth, and she's not the first time that this has happened in my office, where someone, the IRS says that they owe lots and lots of money, and it turns out that the IRS owes them the money. Okay, but if you don't account for it, if you don't do your tax return, this is going to happen to you. We have what we call it the IRS protection plan, and so if you are so busy that you don't want to do your tax return, and I understand it because it is a pain. okay, then, and you have money coming back, use the money coming back and just hire us and we'll do the tax return for you. It won't, you will avoid this problem. And you maybe, now maybe this happens with people and they never have a problem, but you don't know, okay? That's why avoid the problem. If you have unfiled tax returns, call me, 312-664-6649. Even if you don't think you owe the IRS money, if you have unfiled tax returns, get them filed, okay? Because bad things can happen, and I don't want bad things to happen to you, okay? We're here to prevent bad things from happening to you, or if bad things are happening to you, to make them stop, okay? Stop it. Stop the IRS. Anyway,
please.
Yes, and I have heard that. Okay, so anyway, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to watchtalkradio.com. Again, watchtalkradio.com, and you can watch our live stream every Friday at 1:30. You can get a jump start on the Trust Radio Network because we're a week behind when we record, but you can get a jump start on that. You can also comment. We can answer your question live. Well, not live. It's live when you see what I'm saying. WatchTalkRadio.com. Also, open text resolution 312-664-6649 to visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. I'm Jim Leahy with That Properties. Let's start thinking about tomorrow. Today, 847-271-3695. Listen to our sponsors and let's wrap this show up on AM 560.
The Answer.